What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. We are two-man front, and we are here to bring you the hottest stories in the NFL and college football. And we got a pretty good week. Week one of the NFL is in the books. Week two of college football is in the books, and we are pretty much in full swing when it comes to the NFL season. But first, before we jump right into it, let's introduce ourselves. Who do we have with us today?
Of course, as always, the fog from Objectively Biased Sports.
Absolutely. I am Be Easy from the Be Easy Sports Entertainment Podcast. And today we got a pretty good show for you guys today. Before we begin, go ahead and leave a comment. Leave your comments below right there. Please, we love when you guys engage with us. It's a lot of fun. It's more fun when you guys engage with us and we tell you you're wrong and we're going to be right. But it's still more fun. It's still more fun. But no, I'm just playing. Please engage with us. It's a lot of fun to do that. And of course,
I'm not playing.
Of course, subscribe to our Facebook pages or YouTube pages. There is, I always point the wrong way. There is a QR code in the corner. Please subscribe to the YouTube page and please subscribe to our Facebook pages as well. So today we got pretty good show for us today. I mean, I feel like football season has it started, but it was week one was a lot. There was a lot going on from college football to the NFL, and we're going to be talking about obviously the biggest story. Aaron Rodgers is going down. Where do the Jets go from here? We'll talk to you guys. We'll put a little poll up this week. We'll talk about what you guys think they should do. Then also biggest winners and losers of week one. So one of my favorite topics. Who are the biggest winners and losers of week one of this NFL season so far? And of course, we can't go without our week two game picks here. Week two game picks. We're bringing you guys the picks that we have for this upcoming week coming up. This Thursday, starting tomorrow, actually, with Thursday Night Football. All right, but let's stop wasting time. Let's go into our first story, man. Fog. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's starting with it. Aaron Rodgers goes down. A-Rod, future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers, former Packer, obviously went down in 4 plays. 4 plays. On that 4th play, slid, got tackled awkwardly. Everybody saw the replay. I can put the video up because it's pretty nasty. Achilles ruptured apparently, and he's out for the year. Well, I ask you, I asked my guy, I asked my BZ Sports members what they should do. I'm gonna put that up and put that poll up. What should the Jets do? But I'm gonna ask you when I pull that up, where do the Jets go from here?
Unfortunately, they have no choice but to go with Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. There's nothing. You're not going to get Tom Brady out of retirement. The rumors about Phillip Rivers. Look, Rivers has been out of the league for 2 years, and let's be honest, he has not been working out to play football.
Yeah.
The Colin Kaepernick thing. Look, he's been out of the league like 5 years. I don't give a shit if he's been working out. I would take Phillip Rivers off the street not working out over Cap. So there's really no direction for the Jets to go except to stick with Zach Wilson. Here's the thing: why I say go with Zach Wilson. Jets are a young team. Aaron Rodgers is a senior on that. You can still develop this young team. You got Aaron Rodgers on a 2-year contract. He's coming back next year. And you need a quarterback for the future. So you drafted Zach Wilson in the first round. You obviously believe in him. You've kept him. You didn't trade him away like the 49ers did Trey Lance. So obviously you have some type of faith or confidence in him. Stick with Wilson. Allow Rodgers to mentor him. You get Rodgers back next year. This is not a Super Bowl. I hate hearing the fact that this was a Super Bowl or bust year for the New York Jets, a team that went fucking 7-10 last season. I get their defense. I get the progress that they could had on the offense, especially with Rodgers at quarterback. But there's no one else out there that is going to come in and fill that void at quarterback. So don't spend anything. Don't waste any draft picks. Stick with Zach Wilson. See how the year rides out with him. Again, you may find out something about him in a positive way or a negative way. Either way, you're going to learn something about this team as far as these young core players that they got there and their resiliency. And you're going to learn something more about Zach Wilson with a little more time and having the ability to be mentored by a quarterback who is a Hall of Famer and arguably a top 10 quarterback of all time.
So I agree. I agree with everything you said, except I was going back and forth at the time. I may have just changed my mind right in the middle of what you just said. I understand going with Zach Wilson. I understand that's what people want to see because I think people have like this unrealistic like storyline or expectation of Zach Wilson where he's just gonna come in and save the day. And I think he's probably not watching because he's in the East Coast, so I don't know. But I think Orga Price, 4QQ, said something. He said, for everybody saying stick with Zach Wilson, did everybody not remember what Zach Wilson did last year and how awful he was? Like, you can make the argument that Zach Wilson was the reason why I just didn't make the playoffs. That is a legitimate argument, right? And now people are saying stick with Zach Wilson. I really understand that that's what people want to see. I know there are people. Hey, look, I still think he's the biggest one, top 4 biggest bust of all time. I just do. He's
Listen, me and you were both in agreement when everyone was high on him. I'm like, why are you high on this guy coming out of the draft? I'm not a fan of him.
No.
But
I wasn't a huge fan either.
Where I'm at is your options. You don't have I'll take Carson Wentz over Zach Wilson if they bring Carson Wentz in. But they're not going to do that. So they're just going to have no choice but to stick with Zach Wilson.
Yeah, well, Jason, I mean, I was going to make this point. He said, I know the Bills are the Bills, which is why they lost, but ain't too many secondaries like Buffalo left on a jet schedule. Silver lining, I guess, but Zach Wilson was so bad. Like, he's not good. He's just not good. We saw a full season of it last year. So it's not like if it was a situation where Zach Wilson was like a rookie and he got hurt and we weren't really sure, and we just now this is our opportunity to see it. I'm like, okay, sure. Let's see it. Let's see what he can do. But we already seen it.
Yeah. We saw he was trash.
He's garbage, man. I'm sorry, man. He's just not good. And he came in and he still wasn't good. Like, I thought, sometimes you would think that like sometimes you would think that like backups usually do well because the team's not prepared for you. Right, so they usually come in and do well, right? And then because they're not practicing for you, bro. This dude came in and still sucked. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, there's so many names that got thrown out there this week, and I cringed. But I'm like, might be better than Zach Wilson. Like Carson Wentz came to mind. I mean Cam Newton, but I thought that was funny. I don't think Cam Newton's the guy. Nick Foles came to mind. Who else? There's Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan. I know there's a Jets fan. I think there was a Jets fan on the page, before QQ or Bees. He said Matt Ryan may be a guy that they want to see. I agree with this. Jets they're going to win 5. Like, it's a shame because that defense is so good.
Yeah, they're going to be in games.
Yeah. It's a
Zach
shame,
Wilson
man.
just isn't going to win you those games.
Yeah. Greg, that's the point. You can't crush Wilson, then trade him. Like,
they crushed him last year.
Yeah,
the Jets organization. Again, this is what shitty organizations do.
Yeah,
they devalued him.
Him a lot, and like trading him. Yeah, and then so trading him for a veteran is not going to do much. I mean, I put that up there because I feel like, look, Jameis Winston is there. I personally believe I like Jameis Winston. If I was the Jets GM, whoever that may be, I would have been on the phone with the Saints and be like, yo, what do you guys want for Winston? Anything less, I'm not going to go anything higher than the 4th round pick. 5th, 6th, 7th, sure. And maybe a guy here or there. I don't know. Whatever you want, right? Like, but I think Winston is a capable starter in this league. I really
Yes.
do. He's a capable starter. I think he's a guy. He's a gunslinger. He's a gunslinger, so he's gonna make some mistakes, but he's gonna make some plays too, right? More plays than what Zach Wilson will make, right? I just, man, I really feel sticking with Zach Wilson, man. That's just like,
I just think that the options that you have out there, it's kind of like
how many points to do Wilson and the company have to put up per game to win? How many points did they score last week? I mean, 20, 22?
yeah, I would say at least 23.
I'll say like 20. That's like
Average.
23, 24
Yeah,
would be the average they would have to put up for that deep, because they're not going
because
to get
that defense is solid, man.
it's
That's
solid,
a top
but
10
the
defense.
the more 3-and-outs the Jets are going to get, the
Well,
less
that's
the
just
defense
it.
becomes, right?
The more they're on the field, the bigger problem it's going to be, and that defense may not look good. So it's going to be realistically, it's going to be how that offense is coached around Zach Wilson at this point, because you know what you have with Zach Wilson. That's the other
Yeah.
thing. You know what you have, so now you got to tailor your coaching and your offensive game planning against teams around knowing what you have. And guess what? Those teams also know what you have.
Speaking of that, let me shout out Jason Brown. I love Jason Brown's play-by-play on his Facebook page. It's actually amazing. I love it a lot. And he said something about Nathaniel Hackett. Here, and I'm gonna piggyback on what he said. Right? He said, look, Nathaniel Hackett's supposed to be this genius, right? If he was, he would shrink the playbook and make it easy for Zach Wilson, right? No exotic throws, no exotic route combinations. Hand the ball off to Breece Hall because he looks healthy, and Dalvin Cook, and let the defense take care of the show, right? Just don't turn the ball over. So we're gonna see how good Nathaniel Hackett is. If you're gonna keep Zach Wilson, because I get he's been there and he's the guy, he knows the playbook and everything. I get it. So it's easier to kind of put him in there. I understand. They came out this week and said he's our guy. Obviously, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? You gotta say that. You gotta boost his confidence up, right? But we're gonna see what Nathaniel Hackett's all about. We're gonna see what kind of coordinator he is, because it's pretty much Zach Wilson's running the show now. So we're gonna find out these next few weeks. They have a brutal schedule, by the way. Their schedule is brutal. It is brutal, right? So
It's why I said they may not make the playoffs, but people were like, "No,
well,
with Aaron Rodgers, they'll make it."
I felt like they were gonna make. I was pretty confident they were at least make the wild card with Aaron Rodgers. At the very least, they would make the wild card. So,
And I said,
well,
best case scenario, they make the wild card.
yeah.
Best case scenario, they make the wild card. Now, no.
Oh, like the Pats did year one with Macaroni Jones. Easiest game they have is probably Vegas or Atlanta. Yeah. And look, and honestly,
Atlanta's not an easy game.
It's not an easy game. And honestly, Jason Brown try to downplay his team. Look, Garoppolo, it's week one, but I get it. But he looked okay. He looked okay in his first start in not Oakland, but in Vegas. So he looked okay. As long as he's one of those guys, he stays upright, he's okay.
Yeah.
And he's with McDaniels now. He should be all right. So, well, we're gonna see how this is crazy. We're gonna see how this plays out, but we'll find out where Zach Wilson is in the next couple of weeks, either on the bench or still on the field. I'm anticipating Zach Wilson because on the bench, because he's not very good, man. He's just not good. He's just not good. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. Biggest winners and losers of week one. This is one of our favorite segments we like to do. And it could be anybody. It could be a team. It could be a player. It could be a situation. Obviously, by default, the Jets are the biggest losers, but we can't pick the Jets again because they just lost their starting quarterback. So, Bob, for you, who is the biggest winner of week one?
Biggest winner of week one, I went team. And Detroit Lions, you beat the Kansas City Chiefs, defending Super Bowl champions. Mm-hmm. You were the biggest winner. It wasn't it wasn't overly impressive, but that is a boost to your team's ego and your team's confidence where you're going to be able to carry that. You went into Kansas City and you beat the defending Super Bowl champions with the arguably the best quarterback. No, not arguably. He is the best quarterback in the NFL. And you beat him. You grinded it out and you beat them. The Detroit Lions this was the biggest win in Dan Campbell's career thus far. And this can actually catapult them into another position where I picked the Lions to win the division. This win can completely change the way that division is because of how Campbell's got these guys playing and the way these guys believe in themselves.
No, I agree. No. I mean, I made the post about what's this guy's name, Jared Goff, who I feel like is the Lions franchise quarterback. I really do. He's the new Lions franchise quarterback. And again, I already defined what a franchise quarterback is. And you don't have to be a superstar to be a franchise quarterback because like Kirk Cousins has been the Vikings franchise quarterback for years, right? You know, same thing with guys like Matt Ryan, right? Or guys like what's that guy's name? Matt Stafford when he was in the Lions, right? So no, I like the Lions. I think the Lions are definitely a big winner of this week. I would have chose Goff had I not known you were going to choose him either. So, but my biggest winner this week, and you know, I'm gonna piss off at least one family, you know, because this family, the family of the Fogmegs, hate this dude. I don't understand. My biggest winner is two guys, right? My biggest winner is these guys on the screen: Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill are my biggest winners, right? You know, you saw that game. It's probably the game of the week, really. The most entertaining game, at least, was the Chargers or Dolphins at Chargers, right, in LA. And it's a back and forth shootout. The back and forth shootout. And Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill are the best combination right now, quarterback, wide receiver duo. Right now, they are the best combination. They are. Tua did show out, Gregory. He showed out. Now, this was an amazing game for him. He needed this game to prove that he was. And unfortunately, he had to do this because he didn't have the greatest ending of the year last year. So he had to come out guns a-blazing, which he did, to the best receiver in football, in my opinion, is Tyreek Hill. He's the best receiver in the NFL with one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. I think Tua is going to be top 10 quarterback by the end of the season. Pretty soon, honestly. And you know, I know there's a lot of people who just against Tua for whatever reason. I understand that people like are so upset that he's playing well because people swore to God that he was gonna suck. Like, you know, but no, Tua Tagovailoa definitely balled out. He's definitely my biggest winner, and I definitely agree with Gregory that he did show out. Tyreek Hill showed out. Like you said off camera, Fog. Mike McDaniel is coaching his ass off. He is, man. He is coaching his butt off. You know what's funny? Everybody loved Brian Flores. This is no knock on Brian Flores, man. But Brian Flores didn't like Tua Tagovailoa for whatever reason. I don't know what beef they had. But, you know, it just goes to show you that even if you don't want a guy, even if you feel like as a head coach, even if you feel like he's not the best guy or he's not the guy you wanted, you have to coach. Like, you have to still coach your guy you have, right? You can't just yank him every time he makes a mistake. It's just, to me, that was just a mistake by Brian Flores. I wasn't a big fan of that. Jason Brown, he's given us his biggest losers, his Chargers defense. And because, man, they got some players legit stealing money for about a year now. Biggest winner, didn't want to pick Miami or Detroit, is Jacksonville. I was actually going to be one of them. I was actually going to go Calvin Ridley for a player because he balled out his first game. Think they have about the very deadly offense, and Lawrence passing game looks really hard to defend. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, the Jacksonville Jaguars, I think they're going to run away with that division. Like, the Jacksonville Jaguars should win the AFC South by like at least 2 to 3 games. Like I don't see anybody catching them. That so yeah, that's a good look on Jason Brown. You know, Jacksonville might also have the best Josh Allen in the NFL, the defensive end. Yeah, he balled out too. He definitely balled out too. Sharon's biggest loser. Well, Sharon, we'll get to that real quick. Sharon agrees with you. Her biggest winner was also the Lions. So after the Lions, I think that's gonna be across the board with everybody, right? I think the Lions. Yeah, that was a great statement win. Like you said, Dan Campbell's best. His best victory. So I agree with that. All right, Fogg, biggest loser.
My biggest loser was Seattle because that was a team that I picked. Pete Carroll was a coach of the year candidate for me. He still is. But when you look at a team that under Pete Carroll was 5-1 in home openers, a team that last season gave up over 420 yards only 4 times, over 330 yards passing 3 times. And you gave all that up against a Rams team who everybody has predicted the Rams are going to implode this season. They weren't like that was look, Sean McVay is a great coach. Don't sleep on that man at all. But Pete Carroll's a great coach too. And that Seattle team looked like they were not prepared. And in the second half, it was a close game in the first half. The second half, the Rams ran away with that game. It wasn't even close. It was like varsity versus JV. And that was a big disappointment. So that biggest loser for me is they can bounce back from this, but this was a game where you, with Geno Smith at quarterback, you guys just paid this man. This could have been this was a statement game.
At home, too.
Yeah, and you botched it up the way you did. The only worse botch that happened was the Giants and the Cowboys. But because I had no expectations for the Giants, there's no reason to talk about them.
Yeah, that was one of my like surprising outcomes of the week, right? I felt like Seattle came into the year with a lot of momentum. Obviously, with Geno Smith, he paid him a lot of his money, right? You know, I don't know Jackson. What's that? The receiver from Ohio State. I'm not even sure. I didn't even hear his name, so I'm not even sure he was even. Was he out there?
Njagba.
Njagba, yeah, I didn't even hear his name, so I'm not even sure what happened with him. I'm sure he'll pick back up, but yeah, that was one of the most surprising, like the Rams, and without like Cooper Kupp. Like without their best receiver, I couldn't even name a receiver on the Rams. I think they got Allen Robinson, I think so, or something like that. I don't know, but other than that, like that was a pretty shocking loss by Seattle. That was, I'll concur on that as one of the bigger losers. I definitely will concur on that. My biggest loser, you know, if you're not a Steeler fan, you may not recognize this face. Right, but a lot of Steelers fans recognize this clown guy on the screen right here, bro. Like, all right, Matt Canada. Look, man, I meant what I said. I meant what I said about the Niners defense, and people are saying that I'm trying to soften the blow when it came to our loss, and I wasn't, because we sucked, and the Niners are. But both can be true. Like the Niners were dominant. And this clown of an offensive coordinator, I was so. It got to the point where like I was watching, and I already knew what the play call was gonna be, and I was just like, okay, so what next? Like, what are we gonna do? Anything else? Are we gonna run the ball? No, we're not gonna run. Like we ran the ball 9 times. Like, I understand we're playing catch up. Like, it was a horrible display of offense. Horrible. 9 times. Jason, I agree. 9 times for the Steelers. We're in the football. Like, it was just horrible. Like, another Steeler fans, it really looked like Big Ben was back there. Like, Big Ben where he was dropping back for 2 seconds and he threw it like crossing routes to Deontay Johnson or some stupid stuff like that. Like, it was just a horrible display of offensive football. Like, it was literally elementary. So I don't even know where to go from here. Like, I was really frustrated that he was coming back. Steelers fans were frustrated that Tomlin decided to bring this guy back. Like, so I understand the last 8-9 games we were 7-2 with Pickett was looking good, and we had all these reports that Pickett had a perfect offseason. I honestly, I don't blame Pickett too much because the offense was so vanilla that the Niners were just like literally sitting in zones and knew exactly what's coming.
Yeah.
So I can't really blame him too much because the play calling was just garbage. Like, Pickett got a mulligan from me the first game. I gave him a slight mulligan because Canada, man, bro, you had all summer to prepare for this, and that's what you brought out. Like, I don't really have a lot of words for how awful an awful performance is. So we'll see. We'll definitely see reverse error for. I like.
Well, in all honesty, B, if we want to talk about surprises, there were a lot of teams, especially divisional games, that are supposed to be close or normally close, where it seemed like they weren't prepared. Cincinnati seemed like they weren't prepared.
Cincinnati, yeah.
The Giants, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking against Dallas. I'm like, wow, this is actually pretty fucking nuts.
You know,
Seattle against the Rams. These divisional games that are normally close, tough games were fucking blowouts.
A lot of blowouts.
It's like, well, you look at a coaching staff because listen, hey, Brian Dable won Coach of the Year last year. Well, what the fuck did you do getting your ass handed to you 40-0 at home against the Cowboys?
To a division rival.
Yeah.
Like, with everybody, with your full complement of players. Like, nobody was missing from the Giants. So, like, you can't blame, like, oh, Daniel Jones is out or they didn't have Saquon, or full complement of players. So, at home, on 9/11 or 9/10, but 9/11, the eve of it, like, you had all the momentum. Like, I don't know what that's about. And also the Bears.
Yes.
The Bears look awful. Like, Justin Fields. I was at the plate. I was swinging every fastball that everyone threw at me. I was like taking a lot of hits. I got into I was defending him all summer in so many group chats and groups. Justin Fields, bro.
I picked him as my offensive player of the year.
Hey, it's like it's week one. Jason Brown said it's week one. You got to give him a little bit of grace. Yeah, I agree. All eyes are on that game, Jason. Trust me. I really feel like if we have another performance like that, and it gets Cleveland in Pittsburgh again, I really think some changes are going to be made. Some changes will be made, but I don't think we will. I think we're going to win that game. I think we're going to come out, win that game. Then I think the Niners defense is just that damn good. They're really good, but we didn't even look good being bad. It was weird. Like, I don't even know. It was so stupid, but no, yeah, there were a lot of surprises this week. And Justin Fields, that one, I was taking a beating in group chats for that one. Justin Fields, I had nothing to say because you didn't look great, but you got your number one receiver.
Jordan Love looked very good.
Yeah, he looked real good. He looked real good. He looked like he's been in there for years. He looked really good.
He looked like the guy that I was praising coming out of Utah State.
You're right. No, Nevada, was it Utah State or Nevada? Was it Nevada?
I think it was Utah State.
Utah State. Okay. No, he does look good. Yeah, you did like him coming out. He's making you look. 5 years later, he's making you look good. So, yeah, a lot of surprises this week, but we'll see. It is week one. Jason Brown is right. It is week one. Let's chill a little bit, give some grace, but yeah, those are some pretty lopsided victories.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy. If again, divisional games to end like that. It was like, wow, holy shit.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's definitely true. That's definitely true. All right, let's go ahead and get to our game picks. Let's get to our game picks of week 2 and put the schedule up for us so we can all see that NFL's week 2 schedule. Starting with your game, Fog. Starting with your games. Thursday Night Football tomorrow on Prime Video. Vikings at Eagles. Who you got?
Look, Eagles didn't look impressive in their first win, but the Vikings, Jesus, they look like shit.
They look like shit. I don't know what that was about.
I'm rolling with Philly at home on this one.
Philly?
Yeah.
I'm rolling with Philly too. At home, I think Philly, it's like Philly won, but like you said, they didn't play their best football. They kind of fell asleep at the wheel there against who they play? New England?
Patriots.
Yeah, New England, yeah. So but I got Philly. I got Philly in this one, and Vikings starting 0-2. Had a good luck, yeah. So I got Philly. All right, who you got? Packers, Falcons.
I want to go Falcons because I love everything on both sides of the ball with the Falcons, except Desmond Ridder. You're going to have to play around Desmond Ridder. And I think the Packers showed that, hey, we can use Jordan Love and put the game in Jordan Love's hand. Look, it's going to be win or lose with that, but at the same time, I'm like, I'd rather take win or lose with that as opposed to hoping that Desmond Ridder can manage the game properly with the personnel that you have around you. I'm taking the Packers.
Yeah, I got the Packers too. I got the Packers winning this game, going in Atlanta, winning this. I think they're off to a hot start. The Falcons didn't look bad though. They got a pretty good 1-2 punch there with Bijan Robinson and Aguilar. I like that. I like their running game. Bijan looked. He looked like he he looked good.
He looked better than what I thought he was going to look.
Yeah, I did.
Coming out of college.
And
I'm a Texas Longhorn fan, people.
And I felt like he was going to be good anyway, but not start like that. I got the Packers though. All right, Raiders, Bills.
Josh Allen has to come back from the debacle that he had on Monday night. This is the Bills' window. Like, if the Bills don't win it this year, Bills Mafia, bye-bye to Super Bowl. Bye-bye to all the Josh Allen hype about how great he is and how great of a quarterback he could be because of a fantastic season that he had and a playoff loss with Brian Daboll as his offensive coordinator. Bills will win this game, but I think it's going to be close.
Yeah, I got Buffalo. I got Buffalo winning this game because they need it. They need it more than Vegas. And Vegas is going across country, and I just have to think about that, guys. I don't know what time the game is. I think it's at 1.
1 o'clock game.
The biological clock.
75% of the time, teams traveling from the west to the east.
Yeah,
at 1 o'clock games, they lose them.
Except if you're playing the Steelers, you fuck them up. Oh, I'm sorry, you F them up. But I got Buffalo. I got Buffalo. Jason, this is a great question. I didn't even see this, but I didn't even see this question. If the surprising week 1 beatdown, who bounces back the best? Who bounces back the best? Bengals or versus Ravens or Seahawks versus Detroit?
Oh shit! Those tough games.
I think the Ravens have something to prove, but I'm gonna go. I think Seahawks bounce back. I think the Bengals. I think the Bengals start 0-2. The Bengals always start slow. They started 1-4 last year, and they still made the playoffs. So I'm not worried about the Bengals. Seahawks need this game, right? So I got this. I got the Seahawks bouncing back. Actually, I got the Seahawks. That's a good question. I missed that one. That's a good one. Let's see. Next game. Speaking of Ravens, Bengals. Look at that. 2 games right there. Look at that. We spoke them up. Ravens, Bengals. Who you got, folks?
Way to segue that in, Jason.
I know. Perfect. He must have looked at the schedule. He must have saw it.
I'm going with the Ravens. Like you said, the Ravens have something to prove. I think the Bengals are going to be better, but this is, I picked Baltimore to go to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
This is the year that Lamar has to fucking shine, and this
Mm-hmm.
Ravens team has to shine. They won against Houston. It wasn't impressive, even though it was a big win, 25-9. They didn't look impressive. I need to see the development. I need to see the growth going forward. That's what I'm hoping for. So I'm taking the Ravens here over the Bengals.
I'm taking the Ravens too. I agree with everything you said. This is the year Lamar Jackson needs to shine. He needs to be the guy. He needs to stay healthy, and he needs to be the guy. Needs to be the reason why they win. Not that he hasn't done that before, because he's always, but he needs to use his arm and win these type of games, right? Win these type of games. So I got Baltimore in this one as well. At Cincinnati, and they need to get OBJ more involved as well. Zay Flowers looked really good his first game. He looked pretty good his first game. So
yes,
he's good. Lamar has his guy now. Lamar has his guy. They lost Dobbins, who and Jason, we him out thinking it sucks, and I don't know what's next for him, but they still got a run game though. They still got Gus Edwards, Justice Hill. Like, it's crazy how they just stack backs, right? So, but yeah, it's a tough loss for Dobbins. Tough loss. Zay Flowers did. He looked great against Baltimore. He looked like a slower Tyreek Hill, but he's still fast as hell. like he's not Tyreek Hill fast, but he's still fast. Like, it's crazy. Who you got? Seahawks Lions. Deshaun Jackson's a great example. That's a great example. Seahawks Lions.
I said the Seahawks need to bounce back. They really do. The Lions, I think, coming off of this high, there might be a reality check here. So I'm gonna go with Seattle.
Seattle is the more desperate team, but it is in Detroit though, so they may have that energy in there. The buzz is gonna be really
coming off of the win against Kansas City. Like, this team is going.
Yeah. 10 days off though. I mean, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think this is one of those trap games for the Lions. Early trap game. I'm gonna go Seattle too. I think Seattle really needs this. I do think they need this. They can't start 0-2 in that division. That division is gonna be. I think that division is gonna be tighter than we think. But not with the Cardinals, but the other three teams. But yeah, not with the Cardinals. The Cardinals are gonna go 0-16. But the Lions. I'm gonna go to Seahawks. I'm gonna go Seahawks too. I got the Seahawks. All right, next slate. Colts Texans.
This is such a tough game. CJ Stroud. God. D'Amico Ryans. I loved what I saw from the Texans. But I also loved what I saw from Anthony Richardson.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I hate picking away teams here. I want to take the Texans because I think the Texans have a really good team potentially, but they're just not. It's going to take time for them to gel. So I'm going to go with the Colts. I think they have the better supporting cast for Anthony Richardson at the moment. So I'm taking the Colts.
Yeah, I like what I saw from the Texans, but I'm not quite sure if the Texans just took advantage of the offense or took advantage of the mistakes the Ravens were making on offense because they didn't have Mark Andrews and there's a brand new offense. Like, I wonder if if the Texans saw the Ravens like 10 weeks from now where like they should be rolling, if the outcome would be the same. So I think it's one of those week one games too. So like, I didn't really believe in that score. I didn't really believe the Texans are that good. So I'm gonna go to Colts. Anthony Richardson, he looked comfortable. He looked confident.
Yeah.
He looked like he knew he was one of the better athletes out there. He looked good, man. He looked good. I'm going with the Colts too. I'm going with the Colts. I like that. Let's see. Jason said I think the Colts gonna give the Jacks a scare in the AFC South, but still make the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, I think the Colts. I mean, the Colts reasonably could be the second place team. They have a good team. Like, it's not like they have a bad team. They have a good team.
Yeah.
They just have a young quarterback. So yeah, I agree with that, Jason, a lot. So I got the Colts though. I think the Colts take this one. All right, next slate. Chiefs Jaguars, a rematch of the AFC divisional round last year.
Again, away game, 1:00 game, East Coast. But this is Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. I got to take the Chiefs here. They can't. You're getting Kelsey back. Chris Jones is coming back.
Yeah.
I just think, and again, I think the Jaguars run away with the AFC South. But I think this game right here, the Chiefs got smacked in the mouth. Reality check against Detroit, a team that they should have beaten even without Kelsey and Jones. They're going to come back hard. They might smoke Jacksonville in this game.
Ooh,
yeah,
man,
they might smoke them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those games where like there's so much. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say this. Like a lot of consequences for each team if they lose or win. But like if the Chiefs start 0-2, like the world might explode.
Yeah.
Like, and then people are gonna suspect, oh, do they miss Bieniemy? Or I mean, like changes are gonna be made if the Chiefs are 0-2. Jags start 1-1, it's gonna be fine. So the Chiefs need this game. Chiefs do need this game. I'm gonna pick the more desperate team to win this game. I think when teams are backs are against the wall, they tend to play a little better. They get Kelsey back, Jones comes back. But man, the Jaguars win this game. Talk about your confidence. They're 2-0. They can avenge their loss of last year. Like, and Jason Brown says Chiefs taking an L and still be Chiefs will take an L, still be fine at 0-2. But this is a statement for the Jaguars. It is. Chiefs would have to score 35 or 40 to win this. I think they can.
Mm-hmm.
I think they can with Kelsey coming back. Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of those games where like whoever is the winner. No, if the Chiefs, if the Chiefs lose, that I don't know where the trajectory of the season will go. If the Jaguars win, man, they may be on the up and up. They may be on the up and up. Like they may be. All right, next game. Bears. Who do the Bucks beat? Like, who do they beat? I didn't even know they won. Oh, well, okay. Okay, so they might as well be 0-0 at that point. All right, Bears, Bucks.
I'm taking the Bucks. I didn't like the way the Bears looked at all. Tampa Bay at least looked cohesive. So I'm going to go with Tampa Bay on this one. I liked what I saw from their offense. I liked the design around Baker Mayfield and what they did in supporting him. So I'm going to go with Tampa Bay because I have no idea what the fuck Chicago's trying to do.
Man, would not be a good look for Justin Fields' fan base. Or for the fan. If they go 0-2, oh my gosh. I'm going to go with the Bears.
I'm not blaming Fields here.
I'm going to go with the Bears just for the sake of Justin Fields' like mental health. If he loses this game, like, and the haters that are be coming at him, he didn't look good.
No.
Like, you know, if he looked good and lost, fine. He didn't look good though.
Yeah, but the whole team didn't look good.
The whole team looked
like they didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah,
on the field.
It was bad. It was pretty bad. So I'm gonna go with the Bears in this one, man. I'm gonna go with the Bears just because of hope, like for Justin Fields' sake. I'm gonna go with the Bears in this one. All right, Chargers, Titans.
That Chargers defense, it's killing me. And again, this is a 1:00 game, West Coast team going East Coast. Just on the odds alone, I'm going with the Titans because the Titans can actually run the ball. And the Chargers, their defense just, again, was abysmal. I hate using that word the way I've used it like 4 or 5 times already. But that Chargers defense was just horrible. And I don't think it was necessarily how good or explosive the Dolphins' offense could be. I think that Chargers' defense is shit. And it's going to be a long season for them.
Three-man weed, we want to go back. At some point, it's time to hold. will be. And if they lose this game, if they lose this game, he looks bad. I mean, at some point, it is time to hold him accountable. So I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, but this is his second year.
This is third year. This is third year.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is.
Oh yeah,
Shit.
this is year 3 for him because him and Fields or him and Lawrence came in together.
Yeah.
Right, and those two have always been like linked. So like if Lawrence starts going like this and Fields starts going like this, hey man, not gonna be a good look. But let me pick this game real quick. Hey, I agree. I do agree with Jason, man. I agree with you. Chargers start 0-2. It's a problem. That's the problem. And that division too. I think that the NFC was the AFC West. I'm not saying it's going to be super tight, but like, you know, they can go either way in a lot of ways. 0-2, Brandon Staley.
I think he's going to be on the hot seat midway through the season. I think he's going to definitely be on the hot seat.
Kellen Moore, what's going on, man? Like, but he don't play. But like you said, it's not the defense. I mean, it's not the offense; it's the defense.
It's defense.
And Brandon Staley is a defensive guy. So
yes, sir.
You know, there you go. So I'm gonna go with the Chargers on this one. I'm going with the Chargers in this one. You know, it's funny. I forgot.
A lot of road teams you're picking, man. A lot of road teams.
I know, but you know, I forgot. This is how putrid the Titans are. I literally forgot DeAndre Hopkins played for them. Like I forgot. I forgot he got traded. It was such a I don't know. It was weird. I he played for them. All right. Couple of games. Oh, man. Jesus. All right. So, Giants at Cardinals. Who you got?
The Cardinals actually look good against Washington. They played a tough game. But again, it's Washington, like you said. The Giants are supposed to be something. I don't believe in them. But looking at their schedule, this is in my opinion, the only winnable game that they got in the next 4 or 5 games that they got to play.
They have a tough schedule coming up. They got a tough one.
So I'm going to take the Giants reluctantly. I'm going to take the Giants reluctantly.
I think the Giants are going to win this game. They got to bounce back. They have to bounce back. The Cardinals did look good, though. The Cardinals did look like, I mean, it is Washington, so. But, yeah, I think Giants will bounce back. They're going to score at least some points, right? Yeah, they'll bounce back. I think so. All right. That's all I got. I don't know.
To score some points, anything's better than 0.
They'll get on the board at least. I can bet that. I'm not betting, man, but I can bet they'll get on the board this week. All right. Niners at Rams. All of a sudden, this game got a little interesting.
It did, but I think the 49ers are going to beat the Rams. I think the Rams, like I said, McVay had a lot of time to prepare for that first game. I think this will be a tough game with the Rams, but I'm going to take the 49ers here. I think the 49ers are going to LA and give them the business.
You know what's funny about Jason saying this? So on my college football threads, I always have an upset special, right? And if this was a college football game, this would be one of my upset specials. I think the Rams upset the Niners in this game. I think it's gonna be close. It's gonna be in LA. I think this is one of those games. The Niners, you know, it's a division game, right? Yeah. They know each other very well. And I don't have Cooper Kupp. Stafford is back though.
McVay's a great coach.
McVay's a great coach. Great adjustments. I think it's gonna be an interesting game. I do. I think it's gonna be an interesting game. I got upset. I think the Rams win this game. Very close. Very close. All right. Jets at Cowboys.
This is my bet of the week. You're getting 9.5 against a fantastic defense. I don't believe the Cowboys were as great a team as they were against the Giants.
I agree.
And getting 9.5, the Cowboys are a team that struggles to cover the spread at home. Just saying. We're talking betting here. Take the Jets. However, I think the Cowboys are going to win the game. I think they'll win it by 3 to 6 points.
I'm taking Dallas to win this game too. I think it's going to be closer than we think. Even though they obviously don't have Aaron Rodgers, Zach Wilson is going to be playing quarterback. I think that defense is going to keep it close, but I don't think Zach Wilson's going to capitalize. So that's going to be the problem all year. The defense is always going to keep it close, right? They're going to keep it close. They're going to give him good field position, but he won't be able to execute. Yeah, I think Dallas have enough offense. They got enough to win the game. I have that. So game.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Shit. What the fuck? We lost B. I don't know why we lost him. But the next game was Washington and Denver. I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't believe in Russell Wilson. So I'm going to take Washington. And we're going to see if B can get back up here. Hey, welcome back. How you doing?
I don't know what happened there. All right, let's get back to it.
I already told everybody I'm taking Washington. I don't believe in Russell Wilson. Sorry. Bye.
This is tough.
All these games are tough, B. All these games are tough.
I'm gonna go Broncos. I think Broncos win this game. I think Commanders coming out west is gonna be pretty tough. They really have a great defense that travels. I'm gonna go Denver. I think Russell Wilson and Sean Payton get their first win. I do. I think Russell Wilson and Sean Payton get their first win. Jason Brown said getting swept by division opponents ain't going to cut it, and then lose the first divisional game by at least scoring 16 points. Yeah, I agree. Man, this is like a toss-up. It's a defining week for both teams. Washington starting 2-0 is pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Broncos falling to 0-2, major deal. So I'm gonna go Broncos. I think Broncos are desperate and they need this win. Russell Wilson needs this win. Sean Payton was talking a lot of smack this summer. I don't know why. I'm not sure what that was about, but I got Denver.
Completely out of character.
Really out of character. All right, we got Dolphins, Patriots.
Miami.
Sunday night football.
Miami. I'm giving it. I will say this though. That's the Sunday night game. You got the Cowboys, Jets. You've got the what were the other games?
You mean like big time games?
Yeah. San Francisco to Rams.
San Francisco Rams, Chiefs, Jaguars,
Jacksonville, Kansas City,
Ravens,
Baltimore,
Bengals.
Cincinnati. All of those games, and this is the Sunday night game we get. The Tua, I might be able to play if I don't get hit and hurt, and Macaroni Jones, like one man said, like, really? This is the game we get? This is the Sunday night game we get? How much did Robert Kraft pay ya?
It's just, I mean, the Patriots didn't look bad. They looked too bad. They looked okay. right? We'll see. Look, Bill O'Brien clearly knows what he's doing. Mac Jones clearly looks like a different offense with Bill O'Brien. So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Miami as well. I'm gonna go Miami division game. I'm gonna go Miami. I had Miami winning the division, right? Even before Aaron Rodgers went down, I had Miami winning
Yeah, you did.
So I'm going to go with Miami. I think Miami comes into the Foxborough and beats New England. All right. Next game, Saints Panthers. What game is this? A night game? What game is this? Oh,
it's Monday night.
Oh, it's a doubleheader. It's a doubleheader.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know they were doing that.
Next Monday.
Okay. All right, let's do it. Saints Panthers. Gee, that's
so the shit game is the first game, and hopefully the better game is the second game.
Well,
I'm going with the Saints. Saints didn't look impressive. Carolina, unfortunately, there's going to be growing pains with Carolina and the team that they got. I think the Saints come in and win this game.
I do too. I think Saints go in and win it. It's going to be an ugly game. It's going to be a game that's not going to be a lot of fun to watch. Yeah, I got the Saints winning this game. Pretty convincingly, actually. It's going to be some growing pains. You're right about with Bryce Young. There's going to be some growing pains. He's got some bad habits he's going to have to break before he becomes any type of productive NFL quarterback. So yeah, I got the Saints winning this game. They start 2-0. Panthers go 0-2. Division game. All right, Monday night cap. Browns at Steelers.
I want to pick the Steelers so bad because of Mike Tomlin. On the strength of Tomlin alone, I want to pick the Steelers. But this is a game that if Cleveland is going to be anything viable, this is a must-win game for them. And this is a must-win for Deshaun Watson. He has to show out. We need to see at least a glimpse of what you were in Houston. So, on the back of Nick Chubb, I'm going to take Cleveland to win this game. No one understand that I'm taking this, and I would say take the Steelers getting the points.
I just have no confidence in the offense of my team. I have none. I have no confidence. I just
shit on that candidate. So
I just don't know where points will come from. I don't know how we're gonna score. I don't have any confidence in them. So I'm gonna go Steelers. I'm gonna go Pittsburgh because I think we need this game. I think we're gonna go off the. I'm gonna go off our defense, right? The basis of our defense. The one I forgot to mention. This one glaring bright spot we had was TJ Watt, who got to Brock Purdy 3 times and had 2 strip sacks. So TJ is a guy that I always going to believe in. But man, I just have no. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh. I'm gonna be a homer. I mean, yeah, you're right about one thing. If the Browns want to be taken seriously, this is the game to do it. Yeah, we're coming in limping. We're coming in with zero confidence. We're at home, yes, but we're coming in like we literally didn't show up, and the Browns did. They beat the last year's division champion. So if they do this, right, man, that'll be a statement win. And the Browns may be talking I think Jason said that Baltimore or Cleveland's about to push Baltimore and Cincy. Yeah, they're gonna push them. This would be the game. This would be if they can't win this game against us, then there's no hope for that. I'm over I'm over talking about that. Jason, man, I know I'm not something. I mean, it's Matt Canada. It's not. I already know what's wrong. I already know what's not right with this Steelers offense. It's Matt Canada. I already dispelled that myth. It's Matt Canada. It's done. That's the problem. It's nothing else. He doesn't like running the football. He does not like running the football. So, and I do agree. Cleveland does have a very, very, very talented secondary. But yeah, that's the problem. Well, Matt Canada. that's something that we already know the problem is. So, but and we'll see. We'll see. Week 2 is going to be fun. Week 2 is going to be another fun one, man. It's going to be something that a lot of storylines. A lot of teams that can't start 0-2, or things are going to just kind of go awry. Like our team, Steelers. I think the Chiefs have to win their game. Seahawks got to win their game. I think a lot of teams. I don't want to say too early of must wins, but starting 0-2 whole.
There's a lot of must wins right now. There were must wins in week 1 for certain teams.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely agree with that, man. I definitely agree. But that's all we got for you guys today. We want to thank everybody who joined us. Coming on, man. Appreciate you guys supporting every single Wednesday when we come on, and we discuss the hottest topics of the last week. Next week, we'll be back for week 2. Once again, can't wait that. Of the college football season, and we will definitely see you guys next week.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it, and you guys have a good rest of your week.